Hey, Matt, we are here again, another episode. This one is, I always say the same things, like I feel like, but it is always true. So this guest has some resume, man, I think it's the first one to really match my imaginary one. And look, I know that our listeners don't come to the pod for just insights and good looks, but they've been demanding celebrities, and here we are. We delivered. This episode has a big one. Peguy Luyindula. A 17-year professional career that included time at Lyon, Marseille, 7 years at PSG, was played for the French national team, New York Red Bulls in the MLS, locker rooms with Thierry Henry, Anelka, Cahill, Makalele. I mean, this is the real football life, right? What matters for this show is not just his resume, but really is the contrast of his early childhood soccer life to the glamour of Parc des Princes.
For parents in the U.S., we're often dealing with a labyrinth of complexities that seem unique to us, but it's not exactly true. Peguy does give us a clear comparison point, though. What's different when the game is embedded in daily life and when the system is built on development and competing beyond participating and winning. And he talked about that not only from his specific experience, but that as a dad of a young footballer also.
Yeah, well, let's get into it. Let's not waste time on our mumbo jumbo and all of our yammering. Here's our conversation with Peguy Luyindula. Peguy, welcome to Chasing the Game. Your footballing career is one that so many of us just dream about. Lyon, then Marseille, 6 years at PSG, played Champions League, won Ligue 1, 7 caps, French national team, all that before moving to the United States. There you played with Thierry Henry, Red Bulls. What a story. I just have goosebumps even reading it. And now you made NYC your home, and we're lucky to have you here. And I even remember the one time you and I got to hang out at Matt's house, and we watched the Champions League finals together. And it was probably the most quiet I've been in 2 years, just hearing you speak about the game and how you see it. And I hope we can share some of that knowledge with our listeners and viewers. So welcome, my friend.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Matt. Thanks for having me. I'm glad and very happy to do this with you guys.
Oh man, it's our pleasure, and you know, I've had the privilege of getting to know you over the last 4 or 5 years, and just when I thought I had some sort of understanding of the game, I realized after walking away from a conversation with you that it was minimal at best. Not because you told me so, but just the way you look and see the game in a way that I could only dream about. So I've always treasured our conversations and our friendship. So it's great to have you on. Laurent just ran through your playing career very, very quickly, but you've also been a sporting director for Dijon. You own and run an academy in Africa. You're an investor in different elements of the U.S. youth soccer ecosystem, including SoFi. But most importantly, you're also a dad. You have 3 kids, two daughters who I think were basketball players, and you have a son who's soon to be 14. He's right around my son's age. Today, what we're really looking for is your perspective. So why don't we jump right in?
Yeah. With great pleasure. I don't want to be. Maybe I'm gonna be too a little bit technical, because it's in me, and sometimes I can help it. But I'm not trying to make it that too complicated. Yes, I've been a sporting director. I was born and raised in football, so I know a little bit about it, and I played also. But coming to the US was very different for me, because of the way people see the game. It's very different as what we have in France, and obviously what it is in Africa. So it's it was a discovery for me. I've been and I'm still in the youth system of soccer in the US, and I have to admit that I don't understand everything about it. So the levels and stuff, like I'm not gonna pretend that I'm an expert, because I'm not. So I'm still learning, but most of all, I'm passionate about the game, and I love seeing kids play and how they evolve, because it's a mystery. It's a great mystery, like seeing kids improving their games and the changes of the body, and how they see the stuff, how they comprehend, and how they basically adapt their game to new challenges. So to me, it's a great adventure, and with some bumps, obviously, but
Mm.
I'm still learning, and I'm looking at it with a great pleasure, and a lot of questions sometimes.
I love it. Adventure. Yeah, it is. It is definitely a great adventure. That's for sure. Can you take us back? Start at the beginning. What did your early development look like in the game of football in France? I think your dad was a coach as well.
My dad he was a professional soccer player in Congo too. He played for the Congolese national team.
Oh.
He made the AFCON, but he was a defender. And most of the time, when I'm joking with him, I'm telling him, yeah, I was sent to like attacking midfielder forward because I was more talented than you. You were not that great, so that's why you were defender.
Oh, that's great.
He jokes back and say that I could never dribble him. Like, yeah, his wish. But it's funny.
Dads are always right, so he's probably right.
Yeah, but he could be violent sometimes. So it's funny that you mentioned that my dad was a coach, because I see him more as a former player than a coach, and he did coach me. So basically, what he did, he thought that what I was doing in the club, where I started playing football, was not enough. So it was like, I'm gonna train you more, so we can like master some move that I want you to master, more technically, not physically, never physically. And it's funny, because when I think about that, and the fact that you're saying my dad was a coach, there's one image that I have in mind always. He would put me in the middle of the field, and he was in the goal. He would shoot a long ball, and mind you, I was 13 at the time, so it was shoot like a strong ball, like a long strong ball, and he would scream, Justin! And I was like getting the ball like this with my hand, and it was like, take the hands off. so I was always laugh about it, but it's yeah, it was a nightmare for me, a nightmare.
What
Yeah.
what did it look like for you, like at your local club, and then as you progressed, when you think about how did you spend your time playing? How much of it was structured? How much of it was unstructured? Like when it was unstructured, where was that happening? Was it playgrounds? Was it streets?
The like the chance that we have in France, I think, is that basically like football doesn't cost that much. It's increasing. Like, don't get me wrong, but at the time it was close to nothing, because it's heavily subsidized by the city. So you have a field, it's paid for by the city and maintained by the city, and the city give money to the club so they can function. So you come and you just have to basically pay for your cleats, because even the jerseys and stuff, you don't have to bring that. They give it to you. So that was structured, and you play as a kid. At the time we were training once a week, and we were playing on the weekends.
What
The rest
age
of
is
the
this?
time, it was from 6 to 10, I would say.
Okay.
Yes, from
Wow.
from 6 to 10, and but the rest of the time we were playing everywhere, in the street, with cans, with rocks, with ping pong balls, with tennis balls, with everything. We were playing like in the schoolyard. We were playing everywhere. So basically, you would play for fun with your friends at any time, everywhere. So that's the difference. And maybe with New York, because New York is difficult to, like, first of all, let kids at 7, 8 play in the street. It's very complicated. It was easier where I lived, and overall in France it's easier in the neighborhoods, because the price of real estate is not that competitive, and it's not like you have spots to play basically. And so that's why we were playing in the street and we were challenging each other's, and it was all about the dribble, in the neighborhoods. Like, I grew up in a like kind of a poor neighborhood, so it was like growing up in the US and playing basketball in the playground. So that's what we would do.
Extraordinary.
Peggy, I know you're back and you go back and forth and you're in France quite a bit. Do you sense it's still like that? Are kids still out playing in the streets, playing pickup as much as
They are.
when you were a kid? Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are. Oh yeah, definitely. But now they have balls. They don't play with rocks anymore.
Yeah. It's evolved.
Now it's fancy. They have the small fields, the city fields. I don't know how you call that in the US, but it's in France it's the city stade, because it's a small field with also basketball, but no one plays basketball in our neighborhoods.
When did you make your professional debut?
I was almost 18. It was in 97. And I was in second division, and I made my first game, and I wasn't even supposed to play. I was training with the academy, and we were joking around, kids. I was being a kid and a stupid kid with my friend. And at some point, my coach told me, "Oh, Peggy, put you on the side. You're not gonna run." And I was like, "Whoa, everyone's running and I don't run? What did I do?" I was like, "Oh, I'm done. It's gonna kill me." to me, it was nothing but a bad news. So I was here like waiting to know what was happening. And then they were running, and I wasn't doing anything. And at the end of the training, he told me, "Oh, you have to go with the pros." And I was like, "Whoa, that's good." And then I trained with them because they had two strikers injured. So they called me and they told me, "Oh, tomorrow you're gonna play with us." And I was like, "Whoa!" And I didn't even make the reserves, so I was still playing with the kids, and I jumped from the kids to the pro.
That's amazing.
And so I was on the bench, and the only thing that I was thinking about was the bonus, the winning bonus. It's because we didn't have winning bonus in sub 18.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my money, everything is good. And we were winning 1-0. And so I was like really on the bench as a spectator. I was watching the game, enjoying and thinking about my money. And so at one point, the other team scored. And I was still thinking about the money. I was like, "Oh no, they're taking my money away." And I was like, that's unreal.
You became a real pro.
And
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
From the love of the game to
in
the
2
money.
minutes.
Exactly. And then he sent me. No, but that was because I was like, I'm not gonna play. So I'd rather just enjoy the money, because then they're gonna send me back when the two guys gonna come back from injuries. They're gonna send me back, and I will never come back. I might come back in 2 years. So that was my vision, because I was young, 17, 18. I was young. To me, it wasn't like that's your time. And then they sent us warming up. So I started to warm up. Still in my mind, I'm just warming up. It's just like nice with me and this and that. And at some point, he called me. And mind you, it's still 1-1. He called me. I swear to God, I looked behind me and I was like, "Me?" and he said, "Yeah, you. Who else? Come, quick." Then I ran and I was like, "Oh my God, they're not going to do that. They're not going to, they're done. I'm going to eat up everyone." And then I went on the field and like 5 minutes after I scored.
Oh.
And then I remember because I was running to the stands because there was a spot where all my friends from the academy were sitting, and I was looking for them. And then I starting to like climb on the fence and everything. And the ref gave me a yellow card. and we won the game. And we won the game.
Did you ever play with the academy again, or was that it? You were a pro from then on?
No, never.
That was
Never.
it.
I never went back.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that was it.
So
And I did.
Peggy, you talked a little bit about working with your dad when you were 13. Now you're talking about when he's in the stands watching you succeed as a pro at the highest possible level. What was the relationship with him when you from 13 to 18 to when you became a pro? Like, how involved was he? How difficult was it between the two of you, or not difficult? What did that look like?
It was particular. It was particular because my dad, he was never coming to my games. Like, never. I played from 7 to basically 14. He wasn't coming. Like, he didn't even know how good I was, or like he knew it because his friend told him. So, oh, your son is good, but he wasn't coming. And then when he started coming, I wasn't comfortable with his presence. I really didn't like that. From 13 to 15, I didn't really like him coming to my games.
Was he not coming when you were between 7 and 14 because he was a former pro, and he didn't want to put pressure on you? Or was he not coming because he was working? What was the...
Exactly, because he didn't want to put any pressure on me. You know, like my dad was always very demanding in everything that I was doing. And even when he was training me, but he wasn't coming to the game. That was very strange. And then he's starting to come because he had to bring me, because I was playing 45 minutes away, so I changed club, so he had to bring me. So that's why he's starting to be at the game, follow me. And that's the period that was like the most difficult for me, because around 14, 15, I was really small compared to the other kids. And physically, I was so late, and I tried to get into the famous academy Clairefontaine, the big one from France, etc. I've been rejected. Then I tried another one in my area. I've been rejected, and then at one point I wanted to quit. I wanted to stop football. I didn't want to play anymore. I was 14, I think. All of my success are bound to him on that very night when he convinced me to not stop playing football. I told you I've been rejected from 2 or 3 academies. They didn't pick me, and physically I felt like it was too difficult for me, because I was fast, but I wasn't strong, so I couldn't sustain the shots. Couldn't sustain like the physicality of the others. They were like bigger than me, and it was very difficult, and so I was discouraged. So at one point when I remember, because I received the letter, and it was, you get the letter and they say, yeah, unfortunately we're not picking you, blah blah blah, good luck. and so I read that. I was like, yeah, that I'm done. I'm done. What do you want me to do? So I went to my dad and I said, yeah, I'm gonna stop playing football. And he asked me, what are you gonna do? I said, oh no, I'm gonna play for fun with my friends in the neighborhood. And he was like, okay, I can sense what you feel. I know it's difficult, but you shouldn't quit. We're gonna take another route. We're gonna take it slowly, but you should not quit. Like, trust me, we're gonna do it differently, but don't quit, because you have the quality, and quitting right now is not gonna give you any benefits, because you don't know what's gonna happen in the future. So then I was like, okay, at least one person believes in me. So I
Right.
continued, and then after that I went into the Academy of Niort, and the rest is history. I'm always telling to the kids, so whereas the kids from Africa that we're bringing on here, or I'm also president of my childhood club, so I go and speak with the kids all the time, and I speak also with the coaches, and I say you can make a good player. That's why, to me, like having the US right now, uh, not being at the place they should be, it's strange because you have the matter, you have the quality in your country. You just have to train them because you can make a good pro. You can make a player, and then you have the others, the gifted from God, and that's God. Messi, it's God. Ronaldo, it's God. Neymar is God. And you can do nothing about that. You're never going to dribble like Neymar. Never, ever. You're never going to do what Messi does. It's impossible. Impossible. I repeat, impossible.
What you're saying is so strong. It's a lot of the parents, they'll share Instagram clips of, let's say, Neymar doing this, or the kid should see that. They go, wait a minute. First, you have to be Neymar to do what Neymar does. It doesn't matter how many times your kid is going to try that. That is not happening.
It's not. It's not. Look, if you watch closely, because you have to watch, you don't like they see football. They don't watch it. They just see it. If you watch it closely, watch Messi when he plays. How many touches he makes with the ball and at what pace. And then try to think if you can do that. It's not possible. It's not possible. The amount of time where it touches the ball, that allows him, if you come to him, he can change. Because he always touches the ball. But he doesn't like slow down. He keeps the same speed. So that means that he comes to you when you come and try to get him the ball. He has the ball on his foot like this. If he does that, you come, you do this, and he go there. How are you gonna catch him? It's impossible. I remember one day I was watching a game. It was a Champions League game, Barcelona-Arsenal. He's in next to the 6-yard box. Like he did 3 touch in 3 milliseconds. That was like boom, boom, bam. And I was like, that's simple. How do you do that? Don't minimize the fact that he's playing in MLS, because there's also a factor, because we're playing football, is that you need your teammates to produce. You need to have good teammates, and you need to adapt to their level. And it's like, it's not easy. Like people think that you come in MLS because you played in PSG, Real Madrid, etc., etc. It's going to be easy for you. No, it's not going to be easy. See how Olivier Giroud couldn't adapt to LAFC. It's not that Olivier is a bad player; he's an incredible player, but he was struggling in LAFC because you have to play with your teammate, and Messi can do that easy. Yeah. Ever since you're on the side of the field, you watch a game, you think everything is easy. That's why everyone thinks he can play football.
Yeah, it's very easy. Of course, it's easy.
At the game. And you like it, so, I would have done that. Oh, I would have scored this one. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, obviously, you
no
would.
question.
And and he's making that for the professionals. So the professional, we make it look easy for the amateurs. He make it look easy for us.
Yeah,
and it's difficult.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, because I look like Zidane's out of shape cousin doesn't make me Zidane. That's really what you're saying. Okay, I get it. Look, I'm learning a lot. I want to switch to the MLS. What was your impression of the league? Was it different than your European life? Obviously, you did play with very high level European players. Can you tell us a little bit about that change?
when I came in MLS, to me it was great because the atmosphere it's so welcoming. I was like, that's great. I can bring my kids. It's fun to play, etc. And then the more you're playing in it, you're like, yeah, but you miss that tension. You miss that like, you miss it. You miss that drama. Basically, you really miss that drama, and I was missing the drama. So I was like, in the regular season, I was a bit bored.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I was waiting for was the playoffs. That's it.
You're playing for a supporter shield, and then you're playing for the playoffs, but it's not the same, obviously. And
no, it's not. It's not the same because I think that they don't put enough emphasis that winning the supporter shield is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult because basically you have to be good all year long. It's very difficult.
If you pay attention to any of the matches today versus when you were playing in MLS, does it look and feel different to you? The atmosphere, the quality, how much has it improved?
I think it's incredible because stadiums are brand new. The people are coming. They're really enthusiastic about their teams. Like at that point, I think it's fabulous. I think I think they still can improve what they're doing, and to me, it will go with the salary cap.
Yeah,
Unless they manage to like bringing players with better salary to level the quality of the overall team, it's always gonna be difficult because it's too asymmetric.
yeah.
And you can see that it's the same thing. It's the same thing in France, for example. When you analyze all the squads, and you see the squads that are able to afford like better salaries for players, they're not going to go down.
If you look at the MLS today, and let's say you compare it to Liga 1, and put the top 4 teams from Liga 1 aside, would you call that level comparable to the MLS?
No. It's not. Tactically in Ligue 1, they are better. It's very physical. Like MLS, it's physical. It's about running. Like you're running a lot in MLS. I don't think in Ligue 1 you run that much, but it's more difficult to find the space to score. It's more difficult to like impose yourself with the defenders. Look, Lionel Messi could do stuff in Ligue 1 unless he was in 1v1 against a big dude from Nigeria. Now, good luck, because the guy's just gonna impose his physique on you. He's not gonna let you leave. He's not gonna let you turn with the ball. He's gonna be on your back for 90 minutes and then try to escape that. I'm never going back in Ligue 1 because in Ligue 1 it's war. Ligue 1 is war. Seriously.
Can we get to a place in 25 years where MLS is a top 4 league in the world? Is that possible?
The problem is, so there's 2 answers to your question. Does football's going to look the same in 25 years from now? That's the first question. Like with all the stuff that the money is pushing, Super League, changing the format of Champions League, the game that want to be relocated in the US, in Asia, etc., etc. I don't necessarily think that football's going to look the same in 25 years. It's difficult to catch up. The MLS is going to evolve because they can adapt something that maybe sometimes it's difficult to do when you're in Europe.
I think in some ways gives the US hope that our league will continue to grow and eventually be on par, but I'm not sure what on par looks like, right?
It could be a new American soccer could be a different kind of culture of soccer too.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be the same. I was thinking about Peggy. I'm sure you're familiar with FIBA. If you look at the European basketball games, and you can see a game from Greece where the fans are fanatic, and it doesn't look like the NBA. The NBA looks like a Broadway show, but the level of play at the NBA is much higher than it is in Greece. But the culture and the fun of the basketball atmosphere in Greece is 10 times better than the NBA. So maybe the Americans will figure out a different kind of soccer that is theatrical in a sense, not in a bad way, and leave the rest of the world to beat the crap out of each other in the stadiums.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We're going to make the goals bigger. The field smaller.
Who knows? If you score from outside of the box, it's 3 points. I don't know. There's many ways that we can make this better.
Everything can happen. Everything can happen, and they like you have two players that really have changed football for forever, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. And even though they're not playing in Europe, they are still followed as if they were playing in Europe. So, and now they're bringing the awareness and the eyeballs on different territories.
I just want to kind of move a little bit as we're going to now talk about probably the most challenging football system in the world, U.S. youth soccer. You are in it now, just like all of us. Tell us a little bit from your point of view, which is much more interesting than ours. What does that look like to you when with all your knowledge and everything you've done with your son?
It's not easy. It's certainly not easy. It's a bit confusing. Like I said, I'm still unaware of what's the level, what can you do to go up, why you're going down, why is one level better than the other. I don't know because it's not that coming to a league and it brings you like basically if you're an NAL, maybe you guys can tell me that. What does your team has to do to go in MLS Next?
Peggy, we're here to ask the questions, not answer questions, because obviously I have no idea.
Because I was like, maybe they know. I always respect people that are like in the country before me. And,
I know someone who knows in this. Out of the three of us, I know who's going to know. Go ahead, Matt, please.
No, I mean, gosh, I don't know. I mean, I think... Well, I don't know if anybody knows that answer except probably with people within the MLS system, right? And Peggy, I mean, they've rebranded a little bit. You've got MLS Next Homegrown, which is the first team. You have MLS Next Academy, which are typically the second teams. You have some of those teams who don't have MLS Next Homegrown teams. They just have MLS Next, not just, but MLS Next Academy teams, which play on a more seasonal calendar. So the fall for the older kids is off for the high school kids, similar to like an ECNL, right? Or an elite academy. But it's as far as how you get up or if you go down, I have no idea.
Is there an up, down, left, right? I think it's...
I mean, I'm sure they've clearly defined criteria, or at least it seems from what I can tell. And some of that is player pathways and players who have moved on and become college players or professional players. I think there's an element of it which is around facilities and infrastructure. Can you provide the right atmosphere? A part of it is around coaching. I think for MLS Next Homegrown, all coaches have to have a USSF B license. So I think they've tried to put the right criteria around it. But I don't know how it all plays together.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't know if when I was a kid, because we have at the time we had like two level of national plays. It was U15 national and U17 national. There was no U18, U19, blah blah blah. There was U15 and U17, and that was the only two level national. All the rest was regional, and if you were good, you would play. Like, you don't have to have a coach there with a XYZ license. If your team is good, then you're gonna level up in U15 and play in national. Even if you have like a coach from the project. No one cares. You good? You go. And what I was trying to understand in the US, it's that how do you make that happen? How do you go there? And then again, it's about identifying players so they can come to a league. It's not servicing players so they can improve. And that's where I struggle because by doing this, I feel like when you play at a level that it's not necessarily MLS or NAL or the one that are well known, you consider like not a good player. You consider like you're useless, basically. And to me, I think it's a mistake because you don't help the confidence of the kids, and you don't focus on what they have to produce on the field. So basically, you don't teach them because you consider yourself at a lower level, and then you disregard them, and then you don't care if they have a good coach. You're gonna give them a coach from the gym next door. Just because he knows how to run doesn't mean that he knows how to train kids. And so people are going to tell you, oh, yeah, but it's a low level. Who cares? No, at least I care. Because if your vision is, oh, in 20 years, we're gonna be the best sports in the US, as the US soccer is pretending to say right now, then you have to put all the tools on your side so you can train the players so they can at one point elevate the overall level of the US soccer.
In fairness, it feels like a significant part of the challenge is the size of this country, not just from a population perspective, but from a geographic perspective. And then not just soccer, but every other sport, and we've talked about this a bit on here, is also a pay-to-play system, right? So there are things that are more difficult to figure out, right? Like this isn't England where you have Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, you jump on a train and you're anywhere you need to be within 3 to 4 hours. It's not quite as simple as that. How do we make, I think we've made so many strides, right? How do we continue to make strides? Like, what do you think the biggest obstacles are?
I don't know. Brazil is big too.
I know. Brazil is the one that always...
Yeah, you walked into that, Matt.
It's true. Brazil and
in our last interview, we were also told by the CEO of Albion that he was going to Brazil to learn about kind of their systems and structure. I think that the issue that Peggy brought up, and if I understood it correctly, is that on what you call the lower levels, or there's just also a huge gap in coaching. Mm-hmm. So it's you have a whole system of kids and parents willing to pay for these systems, and there's so many kids in America playing soccer. Obviously, not everybody could be good enough to play, but we don't have good enough coaches on the lower level to even give the lower ones a chance. If I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, definitely. You have to train coaches. You have to give them a path to form them, to make them understand how you train the kids and how you make them better. Like, you have to start with the coaching system.
Some of these coaches probably didn't play that much soccer growing up anyway.
That's okay. I had bad coaches when I was a kid. I had bad coaches, but within the organization where I was, there was good coaches. You cannot have an organization where it's more like an administrative system where you have someone who knows and he's more preoccupied by how he's going to make that business work rather than try to help the coaches that's struggling with the lower levels. You have to have that kind of not sporting director, but the sporting coordinator that's going to go and help those coaches to get better, and not having the one with all the knowledge getting lost in the paperwork to like trying to lobby that league to move up so he can attract more parents to ask them to pay more. It's impossible. If you do that, then you lost your only hope to help not the kids, but the one who's going to help the kids. That's the problem.
Peguy, what, just from what you've observed, seen, heard, whatever it may be, how different does the actual development look like here versus your academy in Africa, or your boyhood team in France, or even like the larger academies in France?
It's the rules. I'm talking about rules starting with the adults, not the kids. You have to have a set of rules and the guideline that you have for your club. And then those coaches can pass it on to the kids. But the problem, because you're servicing clients in the US, then there's a lot of stuff that you put under the carpet, so you don't have to speak about it and you have to hide it, and you don't pay attention because that's not the thing that's going to make you money. In Africa or in France, when I was a player growing up, you have to respect some set of rules, like being in the collective, how you're going to conduct yourself, and on the field, how you're going to respect the tactical schemes and the advice and the direction that the coach is going to give you. In the US, it's even worse because parents are paying. So if you pay, if you make donations, if you this and that, now it's rigged against the others. So how someone who cannot even afford to pay the price to play is going to come and challenge the other kid? It's impossible, because the parents who pays, now they think that they have an edge on others. And because they pay that much, you just have to bow down and just please the parents so you can have your client happy. That doesn't work.
In a lot of ways, I think it's harder for the person who owns the club, in some cases for the academy director, to actually do what they want to do, right? I believe
it's impossible.
That these people want, they believe, they love the game. 95% of them, I honestly, they don't get in this to make a lot of money, right? It's almost like teaching. You do this because you have a passion for it. You want to see kids develop, but the system is almost rigged against the owners of clubs and academy directors, because the system is one in which parents pay for their kids to play. And look, some probably acquiesce a little bit to some of that, and it creates uneven dynamics. There's no question about it, right? Probably it happens. Everybody's human. But I don't think anybody gets into this business thinking about it, right? And I think that there are so many coaches who commit so much time in trying to develop players, trying to create an incredible environment, but it's hard to do it. I mean, and look, it's happening. It's happening in a lot of different places. It's certainly not happening in all of them, and it's certainly not happening as many as we would all want there to be. I don't know. Call me an optimist on this one.
You're a nice guy.
But I think there's a lot of people who care a lot. It's just not. It's just.
But you have to have optimist people like you. You're optimist, and that's good. What I'm saying is that you have to shift on the pressure. What you're saying is very true. Like, you have people who are passionate about it, and what I wanted to say is that the people that should like give them strength to go the way they want to go, they cannot do it because they're too focused on bringing money to survive.
Yeah.
And so that pressure that they feel now you can see it on the field day to day, because they have the pressure of the results, so they can stay afloat with their business. Otherwise they die. So now there's two ways. Or we can find a system that works differently, and I don't know where is that gonna come from. I don't know. Or the federation, the US Soccer, has to come with something that can take off that pressure off the shoulder of the clubs. But that pressure is what makes today difficult for the coach who are passionate about the game.
what feels very absent in all these conversations is the impact or non-impact of U.S. soccer, right? MLS
The governing body, you mean, that's missing.
Look,
it's like a vacuum.
MLS has stepped up and done arguably a really, really incredible job with where we are. Like ECNL does an incredible job. I think GA on the girls' side, ECNL boys and girls, like there are leagues who have stepped up into a vacuum that in some ways U.S. soccer has created, but U.S. soccer has got to try to figure this out. You can't just leave it to 4 or 5 independent leagues. There has to be a place and an impact that U.S. soccer can have on the system for it to get better, for it to be where it should be and where it needs to be. I'm going to get off my soapbox.
They have
Wow, you're on fire today. Jeez.
But you're right. You're right. And in France, there's some mechanism that makes the federation very powerful, and give them the ability to give those subsidies to small clubs so they can function. The problem is that, like you said, U.S. it's a huge country, so they have no choice other than split up the country in smallest federation. You have to have state with their own budget, own government that report to the U.S. soccer, and the U.S. soccer has to take care of governing the overall project. They cannot meddle everywhere. It's not possible.
I mean, we're not going to solve all of these problems tonight. Maybe just a couple of them.
Are you well?
But
yeah, one day.
but I just want to say focus a little bit on our as parents. Just it might surprise a lot of our listeners or viewers that you and I, Peggy, are a little bit different. You're very athletic. I'm not. You're French. I'm not. You played the highest level of football in the world. I pretend to understand football. So all that it's established. But in my case,
he's much more charming.
It's true, more charming. But in my case, my son, Lavi's already figured out, and he has very little respect for me as far as my football knowledge on the field. So it's kind of done. I've done all I could. Now he's independent. If I look at Marcus and I think about your son, he sees his father, was a legend. Is that a difficult position to be? Does he want to be a football player? And do you want him to be a football player?
I want him to be happy. I don't necessarily want him to be a football player. I don't really care, to be quite honest, because from my position, I know that you can enjoy football at multiple level and in multiple areas. He doesn't know that because he's a kid. He just see all the smoking mirrors that you see when you watch TV. So he wants to go towards that. It's difficult because obviously he doesn't have the talent that I had at a young age. Again, there's some stuff that he can do, but it's the same thing. You will have to work. You will have to understand that he's gonna have to work hard. And even if he was like crazy talented, nothing is given. Not because you freaking talented at 13, 14, 15 that you're gonna make it. Like 99.9% of the kids that were like crazy talented with me at 14, 15, zero. I'm the only one. And I'm the kid who wanted to stop. so he
Peggy,
gives
why,
to you there.
So why is that? I mean, 14, 15, let's call it 12 to 15, or when these kids are growing, their bodies change, they grow into having, the passion picks up or the passion dissipates. Why 99.9% of the kids that you were playing with at 14, 15 at a high level didn't make it, and why did you?
I think because I was ready to fight for it. I was ready to give up anything. Not saying that they should give up anything. It's they should understand that, and I understood it at a very young age, that it's gonna be difficult. When you're 15, 14 and it's given to you, you don't think that it's gonna be difficult. And the hardest thing in that industry is to understand that when it's hard, that's the time that's the time when you have to bow up and fight, because it might break you. So I knew that from a young age, and I think that's what like protected me. And then all throughout my career, when it was difficult, I fought through it. But most of the kids, they think it's a dream. They think it's a game. It's not a game. It's a game when you're a kid. But then when you become a pro, it's not a game. Like you're gonna play with teammates, they're not gonna pass you. Simple as that. How do you do? How do you do? You're gonna fight them. If you fight them, you're done. It's over.
Yeah.
So you have to find a solution. It's crazy difficult.
So, with this life experience you have, which is so unique, specifically in football and, of course, lessons in life, is it difficult to relay those to Marcus? Does he want to hear it, or is it the other way around, where he says, I'm not interested in those stories?
No, he is interested. The only thing that I can see is that he doesn't get it. He's a kid. He doesn't get it. He's a kid. To me, he's a baby. He's a baby, and I'm not saying that because it's my son.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that because it's my son. I'm saying that because at the same age, I was not a baby. I was not. I was not a baby. It was harsh. I had to go outside and fight, and I didn't have a big brother, so when I got into fight, I had to fight with everyone basically. So I had to fight. At his age, I wasn't like this, and my dad wouldn't even allow me to be a kid. He was very harsh on me. I'm like, I'm cool with him. I'm very nice, and I think it's cool because he has to be a kid. I wasn't allowed to be a kid, and I didn't like that. So I'm allowing him to be a kid, but sometimes I want him to have a balance. But he's too young. He wants to have fun, and he doesn't understand when he has a challenge. But the good thing is he has resilience. So if he wants to make that his profession, I'm gonna help him. I'm just gonna keep telling him that there's like 0.1 chance that he succeed, because those are the statistics. Those are the risk. It's not me. It's not me like going against him. It's like it's that difficult.
Yeah,
but don't you stand there sometimes on the sidelines? Because you are who you are, and you look at what you just brought up, the coach or a player, and you go, okay, let me fix this, let me get involved. Or I've been with you, so I've seen how you keep your distance away. Is this why?
Like,
because
he's so quiet.
I know how quiet you are.
I know that at some point I'm going to be involved. I know that I'm going to do something, but I'm going to do something on my own terms. I don't want to go. If you bring me in and I have to go in the pay to play and blah 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 blah, you don't need me to do that. You don't need me. I don't want to grab a spot. I'm not like I'm not advocating for a position somewhere. That's not what I do. I'm silent on the sideline because it's either I take over or I say nothing.
Exactly.
But there's no in between. I cannot say, oh no, do that, do this. Sometimes I cheer up for the kids. I say, oh yeah, go try this, etc. Because it's fun to me. It's not guiding them, it's fun. But I cannot go and starting to guide them, all of them, because there's, like I said, I would have to be the coach.
And Laurent, I've tried that with him, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I basically begged.
You're like, please tell them something. Please.
No, that's not a slight on any of the coaches.
Yeah, please help them with one small thing. Get just a little bit.
But you know what? At the same time, because I didn't want to play football when I was a kid. Like, I wasn't really interested. I just wanted to play in the neighborhood with my friends. And my father was playing at the time in our hometown, and that this game he wasn't playing; he was injured or whatever. And I saw the kids my age going in the middle of the field at halftime to shoot penalty kicks, and all dressed up the same, with the jersey, the attire of the club, and I was like, and I watched my dad, and I was like, I want to go, and he was like, what do you mean you want to go? You always tell me you don't want to play football. I said, yeah, but I want to go on the field and shoot with them. What the heck? And he was like, no, you cannot. You're not registered. You can't go. And then I was like, oh, jeez. I remember I started crying. And then I asked my dad to register me, and that's how I started.
That's it. Oh, wow.
Peggy, we're going to wrap up with rapid fire. Laurent, you got the first one?
Yeah, I think we already asked that one. The one you wrote me, we already covered. So I'm going to ask a different one. Sorry. And it won't be one word. But Peggy, if there's a story, okay, from your PSG or French national team days, a story that still you look at today and it still influences you today, a story or a memory, please share with us. It's going to mean so much.
I ask him for rapid fire. You ask for a story.
I'm sorry. I know what I want to hear.
Peggy,
please.
You can listen to him.
Please.
Again, coming back to PSG and how difficult it was to play in that atmosphere and sustain that atmosphere, because most of the time, what I was saying to my friend at the time, his name is Camara. He's the coach of Montpellier right now, and he came from Saint Etienne, and he was like also like a dreamer of PSG. He wanted to play in that club so much. And his first game, so we were in concentration at the hotel, and he was like, "Oh, tomorrow it's the first game of the season. If we can beat them 3-0." And I watched him and I was like, "Whew, you are optimistic, man." He was like, "What do you mean? That team is okay, but they're not better than us." And I watched him and I was like, "Oh, you don't know, my boy. You don't know. It's not when you have that jersey and you play in Parc des Princes. First of all, every team that come in Parc des Princes, they want to shine because they know everyone's going to be there. It's Paris, their family, their girlfriends, whatever. Everyone like play his best. So it's going to be difficult." And I looked at him and I say, "Listen to me. If we trash them 1-0, I would be happy." And he looked at me like, 1-0 is not trashing anyone. I was like, trust me, in that stadium, when you're going to get the ball in your feet and you're going to look at anyone who wants the ball. Because that's the thing when you play football. If you have the ball and no one wants everyone is hiding behind opponents, how can you play? And that was the case. When I was playing at that time, there were so many players that were hiding. They were so afraid that they didn't want the ball. It's that difficult. It was that difficult. So that's why I told him, if we trash them 1-0, that would be like very good. And he looked at me like, this guy is crazy. Trust me, after the game, we did 1-1, by the way. After the game, he said, "Okay, I understand what you're saying now."
See, we almost missed that moment. That was amazing. Okay, now Matt, you can move to the second rapid fire.
What's one thing Americans should take from Europe as far as development is concerned?
Rapid fire is not going to be. No, that this one is difficult. We have something that we call école de foot. So it's school of football, basically. And that's from 5 to 8. And you only learn technical skills like control passes, like the ability with the ball, like familiarize yourself with the ball.
Yeah,
that's
ball
what
mastery.
they should do.
Yeah.
But not ball mastery as like you want to start to do crazy stuff. Like basic stuff, like basic, boring stuff.
It's true. Americans are lacking in that. I see it in the kids. It's true. Peggy, one thing parents should stop doing.
As it relates to soccer, otherwise.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yes. I told you Matt's on fire today.
It's difficult because I will have to explain, but they should stop putting pressure on their kids. Yeah, they should stop putting pressure. When I'm saying pressure, it's about not letting them enjoy the game, like enjoy, like they are kids. They should be enjoying this. They should be like going and be happy and kid around, and like it's too much like you have soccer. It looks like it's the prolongation of school. Like
Mhm.
you're in school and then you're still in school soccer. Basically, you learn and you have to be like focused, concentrated. Like they should enjoy more and play around.
It's beautiful. Matt.
Best advice for a 10-year-old who's chasing their dream to be a professional footballer.
Even Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi got haters. So there's no perfect. Don't try to be perfect and please everyone, because even the best one in history got haters. So
It's amazing, right?
Can we say wow? Am I allowed? I know people always say wow. I say wow. This interview was the real wow. Peguy,
thank you.
I just don't know what to say. You're amazing. I had the privilege to meet you, spend time with you. Now I'm embarrassed that you saw me scream like an animal next to you while you were there all quiet. And oh God, I have so much work I need to do. But the fact that you're still here and just you've told us so much, and I've just adore you as a father, as a friend, as a person, and as a player. And just thank you so much for everything you've given us today.
No, thank you guys for this. It was a great pleasure. I love talking about football. I love you guys. We spend so much time together talking and trying to remake every game. So I still enjoy it, and it was very fun. It was very fun. Long vie to chasing the game.
Wow.
Double wow.
I just stole.
Un, deux, trois, wow. Un, deux, trois, wow.
If you take one thing from Peguy, it's that development is not a schedule. It's a lifestyle. He literally described it as we were training once a week and we were playing on the weekends. And then the rest of the time, we were playing everywhere on the street. That's a completely different foundation than what most kids get here. And the other thing he said that hit me, don't try to be perfect and please everyone, because even the best one in history has haters. He, of course, was referring to Messi.
Not to me. He also made it really simple and synthesized this idea of access, right? You just have to basically pay for your cleats. This is how he sees football. It's beautiful. And that's part that you and I keep coming back to many times, how the environment can shape a player way before tactics, rankings, and all of this stuff. And now, how can we not wrap this up without bringing up his relationship with his dad? Former soccer star himself, huge personality, that didn't go to his son's practices or early games. Brain exploding. But he was the one who actually kept Peguy in football when things looked really grim during Peggy's teenage years. So, Peguy, mon frère, thank you very much, seriously. And for all of you who are listening, if this episode brought up something that you're dealing with right now, please share it with another parent. Send it to a coach you trust. This is exactly the kind of conversation we want to have more of.
You can find Chasing the Game wherever you get your pods and the full video on YouTube.
Thanks for being here. Matt, next time.
Wow.
Wow.